How's it going, everyone? It is I, PC, bringing you my first impressions on Dead Estate, a isometric roguelike shooter that puts an emphasis on dungeon exploration and fighting off an undead onslaught as you try to survive and progress through each level. So this game was initially on Newgrounds, which has now been enhanced with new features such as 8 playable characters, a variety of new weapons and upgrades, new enemies, and so much more content. This game was of course given to us by Milk Bar Lads and was published by fellow YouTube game reviewer 2 Left Thumbs, who I'd personally like to thank for sending me a review code for this game. Now, the story of the game isn't really important. All you need to know is you are in an estate that is infested with monsters that want you dead. And starting out, you can choose from 2 characters. You have Jeff, whose movement is slow, yet he has more health and carries a handgun. And of course you have Jules, who moves a lot faster, yet she doesn't have much health and carries a shotgun. As you progress in the game, you'll unlock the other characters, which so far I've unlocked Fuji, a female wrestler who is a fucking brute, and Mumbo, a cute little marshmallow creature, and I'm dead. Great! So yeah, this is what you'd expect from your typical roguelike. You have your random level layout as well as permadeaths. Now you can play this game with either a mouse and keyboard, or you can play this with a gamepad, which I strongly suggest you play this with a mouse and keyboard because the gamepad isn't that great. Now the game is in a top view isometric style. You move around from room to room, you shoot at monsters, and that's pretty much the gist of the game. So yeah, this game is sorta inspired by games such as Binding of Isaac, which is another top-down dungeon crawling roguelike game. Yet I gotta say, this one has to be the most pleasing looking one by far, especially with the pixel aesthetic, which I won't lie is what actually drew me into this game in the first place. I was also glad to see the monsters and the layouts being different in each level, of which there is a lot of variety in this game. There are zombies, spawn-like creatures, invisible dudes, mannequin creatures that shake and move weirdly, and this thing! Get away from me! Ew! There is also lots of variety in terms of weapons. Of course you have the standard weapon, which your character has, but you also have meat guns, a handgun that allows you to shoot lasers, a flamethrower shotgun, and so much more. And each weapon is fun to use, as you will discover which one works best for each run. You can also purchase upgrades from the various lady merchants you meet, which have a vast assortment of different things which can either increase your health, how much damage your gun does, make you faster, and so on. And honestly, I love all this variety, as it keeps the game fresh and doesn't make each playthrough boring and repetitive. Now there is one flaw I have with this game, and that is the fact that there are no permanent upgrades. Once you die, that's it. You lose everything. Now I understand keeping all your weapons and upgrades will defeat the purpose of having a roguelike challenge, yet it would be nice to at least be able to keep some of your upgrades. Because when you start over each new playthrough, you're stuck with your starting weapon, which doesn't do much damage to enemies, and you move slow while most of the enemies move a lot faster than you. And let's not forget, you have to buy your upgrades, which cost so much money. Now you can find upgrades and weapons in chests, but you lose those as well, so being able to keep some weapons and upgrades would make the game a bit more forgiving and would make finding some of these weapons and upgrades more rewarding. Oh, and I almost forgot about this guy who chases you. If you take too long beating a level, this guy will appear out of nowhere and fuck your shit up. Why is this necessary? I mean, it's almost like you don't want me to explore each level. Which doesn't help that each room is big and filled with pots, which you have to break to collect money, which you need to purchase upgrades. So why punish me for this? If you don't want me to explore, then don't make the rooms so big, and don't put pots in there. But yeah, that's more of a personal gripe than an actual flaw, but yeah, there is so much to this game that makes it such a fun game to play. So if you're looking for a retro-style roguelike dungeon crawler until we win, then I say Dead Estate is the game for you, and you'll have one hell of a time. Also, the devs will constantly be putting new things in the game, which if there is one suggestion I could make, that would be to have a customizable game mode. That way we can explore and play the game however we want. And trust me, that's what would make the game much more fun, being able to explore all the options that are available. Right now, Dead Estate is available on Steam, which I really hope that they port this game to the Switch because it needs it. But nevertheless, I'll have this game's Steam page linked in the description of this video. As the video goes up, the price is $13.49 as it is on sale 10% off, so hopefully you'll get your money's worth out of Dead Estate. But anyways, that's it for this first impressions video. I hope you all enjoyed it. This has been PC signing out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.